Yo, holy crap, bro. Today was a banger ass day, dude. Second day of June, by the way. This shit looks mad fucking promising. Okay, with the exceptions of I know the day before, yesterday the first, was pretty not so great day for me, but luckily we only took things on evals because it was pretty low probability. There was really no A plus setup that happened yesterday that failed. There was no A plus setup in general, so I'm not even really counting those trades as actual setups for June. They're just discretional or like lower quality setups, right? But here's the first actual A plus setup, right? That happened in June, the 2nd of June. And man, like I said, bro, this shit looks so fucking promising. This is absolute perfection, bro. Man, it's just beautiful. I could stare at this all day. Holy. Anyways, gonna jump to the recap. Why taking all the way back there? All right. So starting off a market open. Today was a bit tricky. Starting off on the 4 hour, right? Let me remove the drawings really quick or hide them. The first thing I noticed, right, was this insane amount of low resistance to the, or not low resistance. Well, it is low resistance, but what the fuck? What's the other word? Trend line, I guess. Whatever. Low resistance. I'll just use that. We had crazy low resistance on the 4 hour, on the hourly, right? Which for one, I will say it's kind of hard to predict when we're gonna run these, especially being at all-time highs, because I mean, there's really nothing. We're projecting off of nothing, right? We can only assume with after prices developed its structure, we can't really catch any reversals or anything like that. But the hourly, like once again, you see we have relatively equal lows, low resistance, all that good stuff. Now it actually kind of looks pretty bullish on the hourly. Right? We're blasting through this gap, through this gap, through this gap, and then we come to a halt pretty much at this hourly BPR right there. So that could be a pretty good. Wait, did we even tap it? Yeah, we did. Just barely, but what led me to still be bullish was the reaction we gave off of this BPR right here. This is much more of an insane reaction than this, right? This just looked like we stopped to retrace. We hit this BPR, bounced up like crazy. We also swept this internal hourly low, and yeah, man, this shit looks just beautiful. So, of course, I'm gonna be. I wouldn't say I'm bearish currently towards these lows. I still need to see structure develop. Like maybe if we really do reject out of here, we start inversing some gaps, getting bearish structure in the 15-minute. We're respecting, 15-minute PD raise and all that good stuff, and then running lower. But yeah, as of right now, leaning bearish on the higher time frame until proven otherwise. So yeah, we have on the 15-minute. Here's that hourly we rejected out of. We swept this low. We look pretty bullish. Now, I think this looks like a pretty decent 5-minute continuation. Or continuation X reversal. It's kind of hard to say, but yeah, this doesn't look too bad of a play. But the fact that it's 5 minutes before market open is pretty risky. So you want to wait for that manipulation. But this isn't a bad play. I don't know, test it on evals or whatever. But we have equal highs up here that we generated. And then really the other set of equal highs was up here. And yeah, this shit pretty much just got break even if you would have taken that. But off open, we generated a good trend line, little 3 sequence. What do you even call that? Whatever the fuck you call it, man. But pretty nice trend line with the equal highs, and then overall, recent bullish structure. We end up dumping towards this London low, which is also an unfilled hourly. Don't know if I showed that yet. Here's the unfilled hourly, and then we have a little bit lower. We have this unfilled hourly down here, which is also a BPR. So if we reject out of this, I would love to look for longs towards this low resistance above, and then if we start just not respecting this and just going lower, I can expect to maybe possibly look for some shorts, continuations of course, towards this low resistance there. So that's pretty much my thought process throughout what happened so far. Not really any entries here. I want to see more structure being built and cleaner candles. So yeah, I could see an entry happening off this hourly in London getting hit. It is a bit in premium. It would be much better if we hit EQ of the range, which we actually did. You can see we dump lower, and I just passed the entry. There we go. So we dump lower, and I'm gonna have to go on a 30-second for this. Right, we hit that hourly BPR, we sweep it, Now we do fall short of hitting OTE, which, you know, it's not like a necessity. I need this shit to happen before I take a trade, but would have been a great addition to the trade. All right, great addition of Confluence. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh, okay, that's what I was going to go over. All the different gaps we tapped into. So we hit this 15-minute, which is also untapped. We also hit a 5-minute right there. If you look at my cursor and then scroll your eyes to the right, you'll see that we hit it. Scroll your eyes. I don't know why I said that, but we also have this 30-minute BPR. I don't think we have anything on the hourly or the 4-hour. Yeah, nothing. But yep, that hourly BPR, really solid level here that is pretty much going to determine. Oh my goodness, bro. That was a crazy stutter. That was actually crazy. But as I was saying, it's pretty much going to determine whether I take this long or not, or if I look for shorts. But yeah, was planning on taking this 1-minute gap here, getting inverse, and then things did not go according to plan. As you can see, we kind of just failed to get the 1-minute IFG, which, you know, I'm not complaining. If anything, it's better that we did that. It looks more cleaner, but we did thankfully get a 30-second, and this was very clean. So here, again, sweeping the hourly BPR, and then very clean IFG here. We get a great CISD as well. And if we actually zoom in on this lower time frame here, this just looks so beautiful, man. We have trend line right here, perfect low resistance. We still have some more low resistance up here, but it's a bit more steep. Me personally, I prefer the more like slanted slope type of low resistance, but you know, this is still good as a target as well. But this right here, this looks fucking amazing, bro. This looks pitch perfect, bro. There's nothing I can complain about this. And then on top of that, we also have an untapped 5-minute, which is our break-even point. So this is absolutely beautiful, bro. Everything about this shit is amazing, right? Wasn't really prepared for this. I saw it kind of last minute. Like I said, I was really just thinking about the 1-minute, but of course I was on my toes, so I was able to take this. I wasn't like, you know, just completely unprepared. I just wasn't really expecting that, but yeah, we took that. Bang, went break even here. And the thing I love about this trade too is that we blasted through the break even point. Like, we got so much displacement. My biggest fucking issue with break evens, or the thing I hate most, is whenever we tap this shit and then we wick it and then we get a small body closure like below, and then that's just a sign that I know I'm probably gonna get stop rated at my break even. We'll have shit price action. We'll come back to the entry and then we'll run up. So this is what I love to see when I go break even. I love to see that displacement. Now, one thing I was a bit concerned about, which was kind of tricky to play, was this 5-minute BPR right here. All right, considering that we had such high time frame and low resistance here, I could definitely see this getting hit and us rejecting lower. So the only thing that really kind of worried me about, I mean, like I said, I was already break even, so there was not to worry about like a loss or anything like that. But it was just about how I managed my position, because I did want to target this low resistance up here. I like the equal highs that we had set. On the 5-minute, you'll see it right there. And yeah, this just looked beautiful, man. Everything about it looked beautiful. So of course, stuck the trade and didn't even partial either. Well, on one of my accounts, I took out like around at like right here, I believe. Yeah, wherever we came to a small halt, had to be up. It was up here. Yeah, I definitely remember that. So we came to a small halt or something up here, and then where was it? It had to be here. I don't even remember. I just remember we edged the target and then we ended up hitting it like a couple of seconds later. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. But yeah, I took out around up here on my top steps. And then on my other accounts, I held full TP up here. I didn't take no partials, no nothing. Now here, I guess you could have gotten out early because I was targeting this high, which, I mean, it is a 930 high, so it's a pretty good DOL, but the fact that we kind of just added to this low resistance is pretty dangerous, right? If I go to the 5-minute, you can see we added to this low resistance. So yeah, that was pretty dangerous, but the one thing I liked about this as well was that we actually inverse this 5-minute BPR, so we should, you know, eventually just run up all these highs here. I don't see why not. I don't see why we generate low resistance and then run back lower to an unprotected low. Or if anything, we maybe just tap a 5-minute that we generate and then run up higher. But yeah, I actually had one of the dudes in the Discord when we were streaming. He missed the 30 seconds, so he actually took this play up here, and then he kind of aimed Bro, what is up with my speech today? Something like this. I think like for a 1.2. I don't know what the fuck he was aiming for, because it's like a fucking void, bro. It's literally, you're assuming the BPR is gonna get inverse, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know. But yeah, I guess the only thing I don't really like about this 5-minute is that you have to target above the actual target. Like if you do a 1-to-1, like your stop, I mean it's decent. It's underneath his BPR, but I would feel much more confident if it was like at the body low or something like that. So, I mean, it's not bad. Aiming for a 1-to-1 just very slightly. So this is actually not a really horrible trade at all. I mean, it's a good trade. Not to say it's horrible at all. It's just, in terms of RR wise, everything like kind of aligns perfectly. So, but he said he had 1-to-2, so I really don't know what he was aiming for. But, yeah, that's that. So, I guess, sticking this trade until at least this gets hit would have been pretty nice. And I do have equal highs up here, and I have this at a full 3.6 R. I guess it's kind of large because I actually took full TP out at this high right here. So took full TP out at that low resistance. Not that I got scared or anything that we generated. It's just that was what my initial TP was at. And then, yeah, this probably would have saved my mental, because after seeing this pretty deep retrace, that would have, I don't know, I just hate being through that. I like being in and out. But let's see. Okay, we hit this 5-minute. I think we tapped the BPR just barely. Maybe we give like a 30 or 15 second. So we give a 15 second, but it's all the way up here. Wow, that's BS. This is what I mean by it's fucking horrible. You have to have your stop, I guess, somewhere decent, like right here. Negative SRR, about a 0.4, not even a 0.5, it's a 0.4. You have to, I mean, still hit though, like for 1-to-1, but I mean, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Of an end, or not dumb, but what the fuck am I saying, bro? Actually, this actually got break even. So if I go on the 15 second, you'll probably see it, but yeah, you can see we run up, we hit the equal highs, we hit the target, and then we just run back lower, hit the break even, and then run higher. So that's some bullshit that he took. That was some actual bullshit. There was a better 15 second, I guess, right here, but we had, swept this, and I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad. I just wish there was like a 30 second. That would have made me much more confident, especially like if we got it before we hit this internal high. That would have been pretty nice. But yeah, dude, this was such a good ass trade, bro. This 30 second was so fucking beautiful. Let me just play out the rest of price action here, because I don't know what. I think that's around where one of the guys in my Discord got hit TP. Yeah, that has to be because we ended up going lower. Play shit out to 11 a.m. Yeah, nothing else. I guess we do give like some type of short out of that BPR. Could have been towards here, or that low right there inside of that fair value gap. This 1 minute I saw this looked like a pretty good discretional play. I didn't even know if we inverse or the BPR or not, or well, we had already 10 a.m. opened where up here. Yes, we likely didn't, most likely. But I saw this and I was like, okay, this looks pretty good. This looks like something I could like try on my evals, but I was already done for the day. I don't know, just something about this looks really good. Now this initial, trying to catch this reversal was crazy, but the fact that we had a pretty clean wick out of this BPR here, and then give a very clean 1 minute IFEG, relatively equal lows there. Honestly, this is actually pretty good low resistance, counting this fair value gap low. That looks really, really good. This would have hit for a pretty good RR too. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks really nice, but yeah. Once again, banger ass day. I'm gonna just look over the higher time frame real quick before I end this video off. Hourly BPR getting hit, EQ the range, good targets above. Honestly, actually today was pretty conditional. Like I said, if we inverse this, we'll look bearish towards these lows, and if we respect it, we'll look for these highs up here, which is, of course, exactly what we did. And then that beautiful ass 30 second right there. Great break-even point. Everything about this was A plus, bro. I don't think there was a single thing I could take away from this trade or say a single bad thing I can say about this trade. But anyway, just gonna wrap it up. Really confident going into the rest of this week, especially seeing how this price action's been looking lately. Yeah, June's looking real fucking promising. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I don't come back tomorrow on a recap and start the video off all depressed and shit because I took a loss. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.